Hey guys, what's up everybody? My name is Alexander. We're here I'm wedding filmmaker based here in Lagos, Nigeria. And welcome to my YouTube channel today. I'm so happy to have you guys on board today with me. Alright, basically I'll be sharing with you guys two focal lengths you need as a wedding filmmaker here in Lagos, Nigeria. Alright, let's go straight to the point. Alright, number one lens that I think you need for me basically is the 24-70. Now, the reason why I said 24-70 is because most wedding films in Nigeria are very stressful because everything in Lagos is fast, rush. So photographers take their own shot, videographers take their own shot. So in a situation like this, one lens you need is 24-70 to help you take wide and also with 70 mm you can also take close up. So the 24-70 is actually a go-to lens for me. Like this lens, if you have only this lens, I think you are fine. You know, 2.8 you are fine. You know, just get a light and I mean your 2.8 will work for you. You know, this allegedly said that it's one of the native lens of any camera is always better than third party. But I think those era are way over now because some third parties are really doing a lot well, especially the Tamron and Sigma especially, they are doing well for the compared to some native lenses, you know. So and the price also is cheaper. So for me, I use the 20-80-75 Tamron, the G2 version.
Alright, I know there's a change in the whole setup. The first take you watched was my first take when I started this tutorial, so I was using that to test my lights, and that take was really perfect, so I didn't really want to take that take again because all through the whole cut I wasn't really getting profile, so I just had to let it go. So sorry for the bad audio and the cockroach that was in the background. I'm very sorry. So I was talking about the 28-75 Tamron G2. I hope I got the name correct. Okay, yeah, the Tamron 28-75 f2.8 G2. This is the G2 here, is quite different from the G1. When it comes to the functionality, I love this lens a lot. Although I said 24-70, if need be for me to get a wider shot, all I need to do is pull back a little bit and my 28 would serve better. So yeah, basically this is an amazing lens. So if you want to get, you can either get this version or you can get the G1. Either one is good. I love just that this one has some benefits, like on the body it has this customizable button on the body. It has an updatable USB port on it for updating it on its body, and it's light. It's light, but I think it's a little bit heavier than the first one, and it's thicker than the first one. But the G1 is actually longer than this, but this one is short. You know, it's like my full palm can actually hold it. So, and the depth of field on this thing is crazy. And one interesting part of this lens is that the focus distance on this lens is amazing. The focus distance on this lens is very amazing. Like you can literally go this close to your subject and it will still be stark sharp. I'm not actually joking. Like with my other lenses, which I'll be talking about, there's a distance where I get to, like, my subject will be sharp, especially 85 for example. There's a minimum distance for your 85, but for this lens at 28mm especially, I can go this close, I mean like this close, just to get the name on this mouse, and I'll still get everything stark sharp. If you have the budget, I mean you have the resources to get a native lens for whatever camera you're using, either you're using Canon, Sony, Fuji, whatever camera you use, even Nikon, whatever camera you choose to use, whatever brand of camera you choose to use, you can go for their native lenses, but resources is scarce. So respectfully. Alright, so let's keep this by the way. So my next lens, which is what I'm actually using to film right now, so we'll go straight to that. Let me switch this lens for that. Alright, so for now, and the second lens I would advise you to get is it's going to be a prime this time around, the 50mm by Sony f1.8. This was the first lens I actually got before I got my Tamron, my zoom lens actually. I love this lens because 50 is like, I think for any filmmaker, right, you don't have enough resources to buy the 70 to 200, the 85, due to the fact that you don't know the condition where you'll be shooting, if it's going to be a spacious environment or a tiny environment. I think with this 50mm you can do a lot with it, even if this is the only lens. I mean, if I bought this my lens, this my other lens, the 2870, which I'm actually using right now, this was the lens I was using. I mean, I used for like 2 projects before I got this, and it worked well. I mean, fine. I definitely, the problem with prime lenses is the fact that you cannot zoom in, so you have to walk towards whatever shot you want to take. Walk towards it or pull back from it. So you have to be deliberate, basically, about the shot. You can't just point it, unlike the zoom. You just stay anywhere, point it, zoom in, take your shot. This, you have to be deliberate about your shots and be careful about your movements, because it's a prime lens. Any little jittery, it's and it's light also. Any little shake, you feel it in your image. So this is a 1.8. So the sharpest point based on the rule of thumb, is so f2.5, f2.8 ish should be the sharpest point. I think it's in between. It's either 2.5 or f2.8. That should be the sharpest point based on general saying. Even if you're a photographer, it's good for close-ups. If you want to go wide, just need to move back, take your shot, and the compression is not as compressed as the 70 to 200 or the 85mm, but this lens will still do a lot of things, like the 85. The 85 has more compression rate, and also the 70 to 200. But this is an amazing piece of glass for every day. Even though you don't use it every time, just have it in your bag. You always find it used for one day or this one day or the other. I mean, I use this lens for portrait session, for events or reasons. I was actually using the 28 to 75, which was doing fine. But I was talking to a colleague in the industry, and it was like he uses 85, and I was like, 85. I'm not really sure. I'm not very comfortable with 85 due to the it's easily disfocused. I don't know how I do, but the 85 does any little thing. If you move too close, there's limits. If you're shooting this at this rate, if you move too close, like even at a distant, a well distant shot, any little pushing, you are already losing focus. So, but 50, there's still a little bit of room to move closer to your subject and get that, bokeh, blurry distance. But the 85 might be a little more blurrier than this, that's 1.8, but because of the compression rate. But I just love this. 50 is cheaper. I think with this you can get this around 200 now due to the dollar rate. I don't know, 200-ish or something. But I love this lens, an amazing lens. So in front of it I have, which for every of my lens I do have, which for every of my lenses I do have this. This is the my ND filter, because there's some situation whereby you're in a very bright situation and you don't want to compromise your aperture. You want that blurry background. So I just use this ND filter, and I have it for both of my 50mm and also for my 28 to 75. So I just use this to cut down on light, and I don't necessarily have to change my exposure that much. Even when I'm shooting the event and some things are happening, probably the couple are dancing in and fireworks is coming up, I don't necessarily change my aperture. I leave my aperture the way they are. I just turn my the ring, and that way it's reduced the whole stress of and the jittering of me touching the camera, trying to change the exposure. It doesn't work. So for this, all that doesn't do, just turn it and everything is darker, the exposure is correct. Whenever the fireworks is done, I turn it back up and everything's back to normal. So basically those are the two lenses I would advise you to get. Now, if you have more money, what lens should you get? I think there are 3 lenses you should get. But the number one lens I think I'll be getting after these two lenses that I own will be a 20mm f1.8 by f1.4 by Sigma. I love that lens. I was actually thinking of getting the Sony 21.8 until I saw the Sigma recently released Sigma 20mm f1.4. I'm actually saving up to buy that lens. I love that lens. I've not used it before, but I've seen what people do with it. There's a guy on Instagram. I saw one of his video, and one of my friends who knows him spoke with him, and it was like he uses 20mm, so he shoots 4K and he can punch in punch out with the 20mm, and it's very sharp. I love that lens, so that will be the next lens I'll be getting. Then after one other lens I will advise, or which I also be getting after my 20mm, will be 70 to 200. Although I'm actually getting the Tamron 70 to 180, which is like 70 to 200. Those two will be the two lenses I'll be getting after this. And if by God's willing I see any opportunity, it will be the 90mm or equivalent of 100mm macro lens for details. Although with this my 28 to 70, I can get details, but the issue is that you can get that macro feel when you're shooting on the 28 mm of the 2870. If with anything above 28, 35 and upward, you don't get that macro option anymore. Although you can shoot at 4K, then punching in post-production, but the issue is that I'm usually shooting on A7III, which is capped at 4K 30, so I can't really shoot slow-mo with that stuff like that. So basically those are the 2-3 lenses I think if you want to get. But for a start, the 2 lenses that will help your production, the 24 to 70, for me 28 to 75, which I own, and the 50mm, amazing. 85 is good if you know how to work with 85, but with the 50 you can never go wrong, trust me. So thank you today for watching my tutorial. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your time, and try as much as possible to like this video, share this video, and comment. If you want me to create any tutorial, kindly comment in the comment section. I'll be open to go do the research for you and bring it for you. And yeah, thank you very much, and I appreciate it. Bye for now.